Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 1218 Goucher Street here in Amity. We're located at the rear of the house here, pretty much smack dab in the middle of the back of the house here. We have a 4-inch ABS clean out. Insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We do have water currently running. We're going to zero out the foot counter right at the bottom of the clean out. And on the note of the clean out's got a big giant hole in it. Looks like someone whacked it with a weed whacker or a lawn mower. I would just recommend a new cap be put on there. They're about $3 to $5 is all. And it'll keep junk from getting down inside, and even more so, what I find are that little kids, especially little boys, love putting rocks down random little holes. So help keep debris out of the sewer line, nothing else. And we're dropping into a very, very spiffy clean sewer line. There is not a skiff of grease buildup in this line, so far anyway. The joint's got two little thingies poking off the top of it. That's what caught my eye originally, thinking maybe that you might have a root coming through there. I don't see any obvious root strands coming through. That looks more like a couple glue drips to me from when they glued the pipe joint. That's not displaying itself like roots typically do. Usually they come straight out, they flare out on the end with a whole bunch of root tips. That just looks like a couple drips of excess pipe glue when the line was installed. We're getting into some standing water here. Now, that was super minor. Another very, very minor little low spot. And we're almost 100 feet out from the house with a line that has fantastic slope and grade to it. You would have to flush a pair of shoes down the pipe to get that to clog at that distance. Now, I'm most concerned about bellies when you have significant standing water and right up close to the house. That's when it's the scariest. Because when you have something called head pressure in sewer lines. And again, this appears to be the main here at 110 feet. And this is, I believe, dropping off the back hillside here into a spot I'm not sure I can even get to. Anyway, back to the belly thing. When you've got a belly with inches of standing water right up next to the foundation, if you actually block up there, you've only got 10 feet of pipe to fill up before you're going up through your fixtures. In this case, your standing water starts somewhere around 85 to 90 feet out. You would have to fill up, if you could even get a blockage out there, filling up 90 to 100 feet of 4-inch pipe. On a slope like this, you have an unreal amount of head pressure pushing against the blockage at that point, and it would push it right on through, as long as your blockage isn't made out of things like a whole roll of paper towels or tampons or something like that. Now we're going to let the line drain out here for a couple minutes before rolling back in. Alrighty, we're going to start rolling back here. The line is pretty much done draining. So again, we've reached a Y connection here, which appears to be a main lateral connection. Because of the terrain back here, this is not a spot I can just simply go locate. So what I'll do is I'll get the camera back in here about 20-30 feet out from the clean out and get a locate on that, and that should give us at least an idea of where the line is going. It's so stinking far out from here. The amount of sticker bushes and stuff that are back there, I'd probably need a weed whacker and half a day to go find the camera head. So we've got a minor offset here. And that little item you see kind of spanning the joint there, that does not appear to be a root, that just appears to be debris buildup. And again, it's minor, it's way, way, way far out from the house. And my camera goes over it with almost no problem whatsoever. The side of the pipe here is more offset than the actual flow line is, and the flow line, it's only about a 1/4 inch. And I see offsets that function just fine on a frequent basis that are an inch or more offset. Once you get over that point, around an inch and a half, somewhere in that ballpark is where I start to be concerned, and or if the joint shows signs of being open to the ground, which I'm not seeing here. In my opinion, that is not something that is repair worthy, especially the distance it is from the home. I wish it wasn't that way, but that's not worth a few $1,000 repair, if not more than that, in my opinion. And this last bit of the line here, at 107 feet, that's pretty much what the standing water dissipates out. And you've got intermittent standing water here. It's two different bellies. They're separated by right there at around 90 feet. I'm going to write it up as basically being one belly. But essentially, from somewhere around here, around 86 feet or so, and it's even further out than that, about 88 feet to 107 feet. The majority of which is around a 1/16 to a 1/4 inch. The last 4 or 5 feet or so has somewhere around 3/4 of an inch. Anyway, that's a long, far ways off from repair worthy in my opinion. I generally don't get that terribly concerned about standing water until you've got at least an inch of standing water for 5 feet. Now that's more so when you're talking about rough cast iron and concrete pipe, where you have the combination of water slowing things down and rough pipe walls gripping the debris and not letting it break loose. You don't have that same problem in plastic pipe. It's very smooth on the inside, and debris breaks loose from it quite easily, especially when you have this much pipe and this much slope and grade behind it. I wish it wasn't that way, but anyway, take another look there too, and none of that is displaying itself like roots. There's just somewhat of a gap. They have fixed that joint with a little bit of a gap in it, which has allowed debris to kind of get stuck up in the joint there. As long as you're not feeding this line a healthy diet of paper towels and tampons every day, the standing water and that offset, you will never even know it's there. And that setup out there would even handle the occasional whoops item going down the toilet. It's just so far out from the house. All right, we're going to get a locate right here, or try to, around 25 feet, just so we can get an idea of the direction that line's heading. It's pretty much doing a straight shot. Once we get out around 15 feet, it makes a turn and then shoots straight. Now, where I'm locating the camera right now is almost straight out from the clean-out access. If I remember correctly, I feel like there is a slight turn in the line here. And it's actually more of a vertical drop than it's a turn. It's very slight. But essentially, if you're drawing a straight line from the clean-out straight out here, that's essentially what it's doing. Over time, it may veer off course from that. It's running at a slight angle. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and reel the camera out of the line. We have a good flow to the main lateral connection. Both the ABS and PVC portions of the sewer line we have scoped here today both appear to be in good condition and intact. Again, I've gone over some of the issues I'm calling minor out towards the very end of the sewer line, none of which I recommend repairs on. There's not enough build-up, backup evidence, anything of the sort to even make a case for it as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, here's your clean out. Where I located was just to the right of that tree, about 2 feet to the right of it, and by and large, it's pretty much doing a straight shot down the hill.